Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 28th of January. Now this week we've got quite a bit to focus on in the markets. It's not only a heavy news week from the fundamentals, it's also non-farm payroll week, and it's also on Tuesday we've got the UK Brexit vote going through Parliament on the Brexit amendments. So quite a bit there going on to keep traders and the markets interested. So let's take a look at a few markets here that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room. So if we come and take a look at the currency markets here, one of the best markets here or one of the best currencies, I should say, that's had a most significant move over the past couple of weeks has been the Great British Pound. Now this has been based on the optimism that Europe and the UK are going to come to some sort of an agreement with the sort of Brexit deal. At the moment, Great British Pound against the US dollar is the sort of pick out of these Great British Pound markets because the US dollar is weakening at the moment, and that one has significantly weakened towards the tail end of last week. Also, with the current sort of stance with the Fed, we're hearing that there's a sort of softening on the sort of bullish process of interest rate increases over there. So if there's a softening of that, the dollar is likely to remain weak, and if there is continued bullish momentum in the sterling, that's likely to help this market move higher. Now at the moment, technically speaking, if we take a look at this on the weekly chart, the market is just up against a 132 level here, which is a very significant price point for this market. Above 132 really gets us into new territory that it hasn't been in for quite some time, certainly going all the way back to the beginning of last year, where we sort of got this window then between 132 to 135.50, and it's quite a decent size distance there. If we come down to the lower time frames, we can see that we've got good trend structures in place on the sort of daily, the 8 hour, the 4 hour, and of course, you know, with the recent bullish moves that we've had over the past few sort of trading sessions, you know, this market is due some sort of a pullback at this moment in time. So we've got here on the 4 hour time frame, we've got some good levels of previous support and structure levels in the market, namely around the sort of 131 area, and again around the 130 area. So pullbacks into these areas could be nice for looking for continued long opportunities on Great British Pound. For us personally, what we're going to be doing is being a little bit cautious around or up until the Brexit vote that takes place tomorrow in UK Parliament. But again, that is only a vote on proposed amendments. It doesn't really achieve any sort of goal. So that then needs to be then sort of like ratified and discussed with Euro partners. So again, I'm not expecting there to be significant change in the outlook. How the market reacts on this is what we're sort of interested in looking at trading opportunities. So continued bullish momentum here. We'll be looking for pullbacks and looking for entry opportunities above ultimately up to 132 and then above 132 if that market continues. If we come and have a look now at the US indices, and let's come and have a look at the mini Dow. So Dow Jones here continue to be bullish over the past sort of few weeks and going up into quite some sort of interesting levels. If we take a look at this on the daily time frame, you can see that the market is now just sort of pushing up to sort of 24 sort of 68, 24 sort of 70 area, which is quite a significant level on this market. So it's been testing this market or this level over the past week, and at this moment we're just underneath it as well. So again, if we come down to the lower time frames, come down to the sort of 4 hour time frame, we can see the price action over the sort of past week here, and you can see that, you know, whilst the market's been battling with this level, we've had consistent higher lows. Well, the consistent higher lows have been continuing throughout the course of the whole month here. So what we're looking for here is if the US dollar is going to continue to weaken through the course of the month, then we could see continued strength, and this would be supportive here of a stronger stock market. So we can continue to look for long opportunities here on the sort of mini Dow, especially if it gets above this sort of 24 sort of 63, 24 sort of 70 area up here, which is the sort of current level of resistance just above price action. Above that, we've got sort of clear windows up towards that 25,000 level. Now, if we come and take a look at the our commodities now, one of the markets here that we think is looking quite interesting and hasn't been for quite some time is gold. Now, gold, if we take a look at this on the higher time frames, you know, it is in a nice uptrend on the weekly, but realistically over the past past few weeks here, it has been in just sideways chop mode, and we'll see that on the lower time frames. More importantly, the market has been capped by a significant price point on this market, which is the 1.300 level, or 1300 level. It's a very distinctive point in this market, and at the moment we're just getting just above that area. So trading opportunities for us at this moment in time, this market is looking rather choppy. It is looking rather overextended, but what we'd prefer to see is some like pullbacks, and there's some rather interesting structure on the 4-hour time frame here. So, you know, the 113 level, 1300 level, I should say, up here, that's quite a significant point. Being that the market's quite extended here, we'd expect to see some sort of retracement, but we have got some decisive levels here that the market could retrace back to. And once it gets back to these sort of areas, if it gets back into these areas, we'll be certainly looking at potential opportunities if there's evidence that the markets could turn long. If the market takes out this 1.278 area around the base here of this 4-hour time frame, then I think this this recent opportunity to get above 1.3 is over, and we'll be looking for switching tact and looking for short opportunities to take advantage of this window below price action, below that level. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room this week. I certainly hope it helps. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.